Good evening, guys. How are we? It's Saturday night, so why not do a short flight and pray that we don't have the crash to desktop that we had last night. However, I'm hoping that I've actually fixed that. That was an error with my setup. I had forgotten, against all my better judgment, to remove items from the community folder prior to doing the update. However, I've cleared the community folder out, re-downloaded stuff, popped it back in. Let's pray for a good one, shall we? Short flight this evening, just under an hour, and as you've already been chatting about, looks like we've got some decent coverage on VATSIM. So with that, let's get rid of that timer. Let's crack on. Because as we have ATC coverage, it's probably going to take us a little bit longer to get out of here, isn't it? So that's much better. Nice and silent in the flight deck. However, if we look around, is there an aircraft behind us? I could hear something taxiing away. Is there an aircraft there with no lights on? Is that my imagination? Pretty certain there's an aircraft there with no lights on, isn't there? Friend, how do you remove them? Literally copy and paste, my friend. I just copy them to a standby folder on the on my desktop, update, and then put them all back in. Something I forgot to do yesterday. There is an aircraft there that's got no lights on at all. I hope that is a sim issue and the pilot has not forgotten to turn on his navigation lights. Otherwise, I could have quite easily missed him. Guess that's why we do the around the aircraft inspection, isn't it? But anyway, we do have ATC online, so I would imagine they would tell me not to move into it. I can see the aircraft just about moving. Not sure if you can see it on the stream. But there he is. Fan, yes I did. Thank you very much. I will email you back as well, just for confirmation of that. I've just had a rather busy day today. But do not worry, I did get the email come through, so thank you very, very much once again. And I can't tell you how much that was needed after last night. Wow. But at least we did get a landing in, didn't we? We got a landing in at Innsbruck, and if I do say so myself, it wasn't a bad one. Boss Colin, hello. Oh no, we got a problem with the rudder. Never. That's yeah, that's the last thing you want, isn't it? Here comes the jetway, so we can then get inside the aircraft. Mark, any info about flight sim crashing to desktop using self-loading cargo? Well, we're about to use self-loading cargo, so I guess we'll find out. However, I've never had an issue, so fingers crossed. I think you should be fine. Sasha Broom, hello, I'm very good this Saturday evening. How are you? Flight of the year. Sadly, I've not read too much about it, but I had seen that it happened. So, please do avoid anything like speculation on the channel. We don't want to get into that. It's far, far too fresh at the moment. Boss Colin, we haven't even begun yet. You are too kind. Thank you very much for your donation to the channel. If I haven't said before, please do get yourself on the Discord, and would love to chat with you. HD, good evening. Is Bake Off not on a Saturday evening? Oh, good to have you. Good to have you. Okay, so let's start setting up this flight. Nick, mine was done via the what do you call it? Microsoft Store. It's done via the Microsoft Store. Can't be voice recorded test. Can't do that. Should be able to soon, I'm guessing. I know you guys can't actually see the warnings that come on the eCam, but I can. So Mark, you're having lots of systems. I am not entirely convinced then that is due to self-loading cargo. I have a feeling that may be something else. Yeah, not sure what that could be. But there's a whole host of things it could be. HD, this is a very short flight, yep, so I'm glad you're on board. You know I'm going to forget something. Batteries, 25.4, that's good. Okie dokies. Right, so we'll start the APU as well, just to get us going, because we do, as I say, we've got full ATC coverage this evening, so that is good. Means we can't do what we want though, boys. We have to be true to ATC. So cockpit lighting, get that all set up, and then we'll go through the checklist, contact ATC, get our briefing, and get started. So let me get rid of the chat, and what I also need to do is give you guys the flight plan for this evening. So here you go, there's the flight plan. Sashi Broom, it's a little under an hour, so an hour at the outside I would have suspected. Nick, you're struggling copying and pasting from the folder. Which folder? From the community folder. That literally should be a case of copy paste, just like anything else, really. Can't understand why. Switching panel, thrust levers, engine mode, and okay. Let's get the latest weather. Make sure that is. In fact, first of all, before I get the latest weather, I'm just going to pull this in. Our flight plan from SimBrief. Make sure that comes in okay. There we go. So 56 minutes. 56 minutes, the suggested time. And let me then load our performance weights, etc. Block fuel, check that is correct. 4686. 4686, that is correct. And get that loaded. And performance, weight and balance pages, 16744, that's correct as well. Load that. So with that, let's start our flight. We have 161 passengers making this short journey today. Nick, everything's got padlocks. Ooh.
Cabin crew, we're happy to get going now, so as soon as you're ready, open the door and start letting passengers on.
Can anybody help Nick out with that?
Okay, no problem.
I've not seen that. Okay, so passengers are boarding. Now I've got, I'm just going to load the route in, and the only reason I'm doing this now, before I've actually finished setting up, is so we can get the weather quicker. Okay, so now we've done that, I'll come back and finish that in a moment. Let me just grab the weather. So, weather menu, weather request, and we'll send that. A 17-minute cruise section. Is that all HD? Wow. We're not going to get a moment's peace, are we, on this flight? We'll take our time on the ground, get everything set up. Okie dokies. So, our weather here. Let's just have a look. Runway 19 left. That's our takeoff runway. Visibility is good. Broken 4,600 feet, -4. That's nice and cool, isn't it? Lolino Gaming, no, that's correct. The weights don't change in the simulator, but that isn't entirely true. They do change in the simulator, but they don't change on this weights page here. Ignore the weights page, forget it entirely. Okay, what you're actually looking at is where you can just see there in the top of the screen, the GW, the gross weight page. That does change for your aircraft. That is what's important. So once that's all done, then we're happy. Okay, so barrel reference 1018. Make sure the standby is set as well. 1018. Turn the flight directors on. Our flight control unit, we haven't contacted ATC yet to get our clearance, so but everything else other than that is set. Instrument panels are all set as well, so that's good. ILS alignment in 5 minutes. Okay, so let's come down to the McDo. Aircraft status, yeah, we've got the latest AirX cycle. And let's then go back to setting up our init A page. Captain Robbie, thank you very much. Nick, that'd be great. Contact the Discord and many of us will help you on there. Mr. Valio77, good evening. Oh, HD, you're right. I forgot there's a banner there, isn't there? Right, so the gross weight is there in the centre of the screen. That does change when loading the weights through SimBrief. So hopefully that's put your minds at rest with that. Okay, the flight number. Easy. I'm putting Easy 34 Alpha Mike in here. That's the call sign. HD, can you confirm that's correct? And that's what's sent to the controllers. It's the call sign that's been used, because obviously call signs and flight numbers, they do diff. I can't remember if I asked you that before actually. Cost index 8, flight level 340, cruise temperature -63. Let's go in and edit that. Can I edit this just by using the slash and -63? Does that work yet? Nope. So I need to type in the whole thing, which is 340 and -63. Okay, how are we doing with the ideas? I'll be aligned in 3 minutes. Import our flight plan. I'll put the arrival in at the moment. I still need to contact ATC for our clearance, so we're expecting when we get there, according to SimBrief anyway, ILS runway 30. That's not normal, is it? Ernov 1 Delta is our... Oh, there we go. It was the top one. Completely missed that. Insert. -63 is cold. Thanks, HG, for confirmation. Glad that is correct. Renew reviews. Keep getting the DLL crash to desktop. Oh, at least you got a message. I crashed the desktop yesterday. The sim just disappeared. Hit us up the Discord. See if anyone else is getting that. I'll pop a link to that in a little while during our 17-minute cruise. Okay, so actually, do you know what? I don't think much is going to change. We're definitely using runway 19 left for departure, because 19 right is closed. And our standard instrument departure, I'm expecting the Albany 5 Quebec, which is just there. Okay, so that's got a distance of 303. Flight plan tells us 323, so that's nice and close. Oh, Daniel, thanks for joining us. I love the call sign as well. Easy 252. Great to have you on board for this flight. Okay, let's go do init B. And 0 fuel weight is 57.7, and standard center of gravity. Planning fuel is saying 2.9. That seems low. We're taking 4.7, 4.6 actually. Double check that. There we go, 4.6. I know you guys didn't see that. Let me do that again. There you go, 4.6. I do keep forgetting the banners on board, so my apologies for that. Fuel predicted when we get to Copenhagen, 2.5 tons. That's good. Okay, takeoff performance page. So our transition altitude is I was just checking the ATC from VATSIM. They don't appear to have given one. Oh, there it is. Transition level, 6,000 feet. Put that in. Flaps 1. And now we're fully loaded. Our takeoff weight is estimated to be at 622, which probably won't be far off looking at that. It should be a much shorter taxi than when we landed here a couple of days ago. Casper, hello from Sweden. Good to have you on board. Yeah, we went round the houses the other day. So, departing from Echo Sierra Sierra. Ooh, try again. Echo Sierra Sierra Alpha. Current METAR here for anyone that requires it is now there in the chat. Departing runway 19 left and using the full runway. That's giving me a flex temp of 68. Pop that in. There we go. So that's performance page complete. Alright, now let's contact air traffic control. What is the frequency? Air traffic control tower. It's just a tower that's online looking at this. Well, tower and approach, so we should get departure frequency as well. So let's set that at 118.5. We'll contact them. And what I'm also going to do, just because we're a single man crew and it's a bit of a pain doing it on my own. Sorry, was it 55? Oh, no, 118.5. I'm also going to put in as well. So that we're now tuned to the tower frequency and the departure frequency 126.65. So let's get that loaded in. 126.65. There we go. HD, where are you getting the TA of 5,000 from? Are you on VATSIM as well? Oh, actually, they do say the transition level is 6,000 feet. Yeah, not the transition altitude. In that case, I can go back and change that. Thank you very much. Okay, V speeds. Calculate those. Alright, let's contact ATC and request our clearance. Check I'm on the right frequency, because I hate not being on the right frequency and then having to do it all over again. Stockholm Tower, good evening. Easy34 Alpha Mike is the type A320 Neo, requesting IFR clearance as filed to Copenhagen, and we have information Juliet.
Easy34 Alpha Mike, Alanda Tower, good evening, clear to your destination Copenhagen, caster up Peter 1, Echo departure, squawk 0216.
Clear to Copenhagen, squawk 7216, and if you could just repeat the standard instrument departure for us, please. Easy34 Alpha Mike.
Easy34 Alpha Mike, sorry, Peter 1, Echo.
Vietev 1 Echo, thank you. Easy34 Alpha Mike.
Easy34 Alpha Mike, good back rate.
Okay, so slightly different departure from what we had filed, but still runway 19 left.
Sweden Control, EG221, climbing flight level 180.
The Peter 1 Echo departure.
You're on Arlanda Tower, currently contact Sweden 118.4.
Which means I now need to update my charts. bear with me while I grab these. So standard instrument departure to PTF 1 Echo.
Delta Alpha Bravo Golf Delta on frequency.
There we go.
Tower Delta, Golf Delta, point.
So the PTF 1 Echo, things we need to be aware of.
Tower hello, runway 1 left, clear down.
Initial climb, we need to make sure we're above 1,500 feet. He hasn't given us initial climb altitude just yet.
19 left, clear to land.
And max speed of 220 knots to begin with. Okay, but now that's all programmed, let's just check that all looks like it's coded correctly. So, departure, straight out with a right hand turn, that looks correct. And a short route, then bringing us in around to runway 30 at Kastrup.
Arlanda Tower, go kväll, Scandinavian 42 Echo ILS 19 left.
Wonderful.
42 Echo, Arlanda
That all
Tower,
looks.
go kväll igen, runway 1 left, continue
That all looks
approach,
right. Let
wind
me
1
just turn this
0 degrees 1.
down so we get some.
Continue approach, 19 left, Scandinavian 42 Echo.
Delta Golf Delta, runway 19 left, rotated.
Okay, so quick departure briefing. The weather, we've got the weather, we're absolutely fine with the weather for takeoff. Winds are low, so no issues there. The aircraft is fine. No TAMs, the biggest one is beforehand was that basically runway 19 left would be in use as runway 19 right was closed. Everything else is fine regarding that. Emergency briefing, if we have engine out after the 1, we can continue takeoff. Minimum safe altitude, we will climb to 4,000 feet and look to hold to the east of the airfield. We will return to the airfield as well if we have a problem. Long enough runway for that. Overweight landing, we do need to check, so our current weight is, what's the current weight? 623. And we just need to double check our maximum landing weight is 674, so we're okay to return to the airfield and land. So that's fine as well. Okay, let's get some pushback clearance and we can get the rotating beacon on and start our engines. All passengers are now on board as well. Self-loading cargo, let's close that door.
Tower Scandinavian 2550 with you, ILS 19 left. Scandinavian 2550, Arlanda Tower, good evening, runway 19 left, continue approach, wind 180 degrees 4 knots, number 2. Copy approach number 2, Scandinavian 2550.
Tower Easy-34 Alpha Mike is ready for push and start.
Once again, thank you for choosing
Easy-34 Alpha Mike, 6 squawk 0216, and then push and start approach.
7216 and then cleared for the push and start. Thank you, Easy-34 Alpha Mike. Oh, try again. 7216. And now we're clear for push and start. Let's ensure the doors are locked and armed.
Cabin crew, we're all ready to go, so please arm the doors and cross-check. Thank you.
Didn't give us a direction, but one would presume we would be pushing back and facing left as we look out the flight deck. When do I think the top of descent feature will be modelled? I have absolutely no idea, I'm afraid. I'm not a coder, that's the only reason I say I have absolutely no idea. So before start checklist, cockpit preparation is complete, signs are on and auto, the ideas are aligned, fuel quantity is loaded, etc, etc, and balance, flight management guidance systems all set, altimeters are set and cross-checked, windows and doors were locked by the cabin crew, beacon light is on, parking brake is off, as quite clearly we are moving. Okay guys, so if you're just asking me a question at the moment, I will come back and answer once we're airborne, just obviously concentrating a little bit on what's happening. Thank you, Nick. We can do exclamation mark mods, and I think you can also do exclamation mark specs as well. You might want to try that one.
Scandinavian 4 takeoff vacated on Whiskey 3. Scandinavian 2550 runway 19 left, clear to land. Runway 19 left, clear to land, Scandinavian 2550.
On behalf of the crew,
Scandinavian 4 Echo taxi to stand 5 northbound on Whiskey.
procedures.
Stand 5.
Thanks, Christopher. Wasn't the beacon we put on, we put the wing lights on.
That it may be
Wrong one.
behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit. Should the cabin experience pressure loss, stay calm and listen for instructions from the cabin crew. Oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose like this, and pull the strap to tighten.
So we're expecting taxi
If
via
you're traveling with
uniform.
children, make sure you put your own mask on first before helping others. In the unlikely event of an emergency,
Difficult to see in the dark here, isn't it?
Leave your carry-on luggage and items behind. Life
On the
around
tower, go value transponder 570 on the ILS approach runway 1 on the left.
we ask that you make
Okay,
sure that all
set
carry-on
parking brake.
185 on the tower, go value runway 1 on left, wind 180 degrees 4 knots, continue approach number 2.
procedures on the
We didn't have a phantom tug this time, that's nice, we actually had a real one.
We hope you enjoy the flight.
Starting engine 1. And we'll just monitor that start as well. Okay, so we are expecting a taxi over here on I believe that will be uniform Bravo, then uniform all the way to runway 19 left.
Canadian 2550 vacating. Canadian 2550, roger, taxi to Stand Fox South 33 left, via northbound on Whiskey. Taxi to Stand Fox South 33 left.
What were you missing, HD?
Confirm. Yes, sir.
Before start checklist has been completed,
Fuel trans 185, runway 1
and
left, clear
engine
to land.
number 1 is starting
Yes,
now.
runway 1 left, fuel trans 1 thank you.
Engine number 1. We will do a two engine taxi. So starting engine 2. Waiting for that one to start up. Zidre, your news for starting out on VATSIM's pretty scary. Oh, I agree. For anyone that hasn't, or even them that have been on VATSIM, then everyone will remember their first time. So engine number 2 is is now available. So engine mode selector can come back to norm. APU bleed can come off, and anti-ice we are going to turn on, as we do expect. We have got clouds at 4,600 feet. APU master can come off. Ground spoilers armed. Rudder trim set 0. Flight controls down to 2.
Scandinavian A320 Arlanda Tower, hello, ready 5.
Flaps 1, pitch trim set, ECAM status is all checked. Okay, we'll get our taxi clearance now. Tower Easy 34 Alpha Mike, ready for taxi.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, taxi turning point runway 19 left, flag uniform, and I still can't see squawking 0216. You could try turning your transponder on.
So I would imagine that's potentially a SIM issue. Tower Easy 34 Alpha Mike confirmed, squawking now 7216.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, negative squawk 0216, 0216.
0216. 0216, try that.
185, taxi whiskey, hold short of uniform golf.
Taxi whiskey holding short uniform golf, your chance 185.
And Tower Easy 34 Alpha Mike confirmed, squawk now received 0216.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, firm, taxi turning point 19 left, flag uniform.
Taxi holding point 19 left, Easy 34 Alpha Mike. Okay, we got there in the end. 0216, and for some reason as well, VPilot wasn't showing that. That normally works automatically. So, pushback is clear, we've got the taxi clearance, let's get some lights on so we can see where we're going. Hopefully that will help.
Single service on block.
Parking brake off. Let's
Thank you, Frank. Good evening. Bye-bye.
Let's go.
Alright.
Once we're low, we can do our brake test as well. Yeah, HD, it's quite right. But for some reason it wasn't linking in the sim to the controllers. There's our brake test. It wasn't linking to the V-pilots, so we may have to just edit that slightly for flying on VATSIM.
for Quebec, departure runway 19 left, and squawk is 5061, QNH 108, Scandinavian 883.
Scandinavian.
Is that snow on the ground? Klaus, thank you very much, sir, for your donation, and support of the stream is very, very much appreciated. And if you aren't already, please do get yourself on the Discord server and meet up with the rest of the community, myself obviously included. And hopefully that goes for many of you. If you have any problems, we can hopefully help you troubleshoot them. Okay, now I've not seen any taxi signs as of yet, but I'm almost certain this is uniform. We'll get yelled at by ATC if it's not. So nice long taxi on uniform. We did do a flex temp takeoff plan. However, as has been pointed out, we do have a contaminated runway, so it may have been snowing here previously. So we're now going to ignore that, and we will do our toga takeoff. Still not seeing any taxiway signs. Hope we're going in the right place. I'm sure this is uniform.
Trans 185, continue by uniform golf, short of uniform.
Okay, let's run the after start checklist. So anti-ice is on as required. ECAM status is checked. And with that, we can ding the cabin.
Easyjet A320NX pass from left to right. Taxi to stand Romeo 5 uniform.
Pitch trim is set. Rudder trim is set.
A320NX passing from left to right. We're continuing to stand Romeo 5 via uniform. Your chance 185.
So we've got an aircraft here. Presumably, he's just been told to hold. So we know we're in the right place. This is uniform. This will be uniform Golf just off to our right. Zid's rate, it was in the METAR, that's right. It normally gives the runway and then gives a load of numbers. I've got an app. In fact, do you know what? HD, could you refer people to the app that we've got, which is available on your phone, which actually decodes METAR for you? It's great. Certainly for someone like me that knows the majority of it, but there are certainly things that I do have to look up from time to time. Runway contamination is certainly one of them. Time Walker, it has been a while. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you're well.
EasyJet for Alpha Mike, runway 19 left of takeoff, wind 180 degrees 4 knots.
Cleared for takeoff, 19 left, easy, 34 Alpha Mike. Okay, we've got the takeoff clearance, but we still need to just clean up a couple of things. So, brake fans are off, our brake temperatures will be fine for the simulator. Takeoff line up clearance, we've got that. The approach path is clear. Let's get the strobe lights on. Landing lights, takeoff lights, runway turn off lights, TCAS, weather radar is on, wind shear is on, auto brake, TO config, and PAX. Okay, before takeoff checklist. Flight controls checked. Briefing, we've confirmed. Flap setting confirmed. FMA, climb, nav standing by. Transponders on and set. ECAM memo, no blue. Electronic flight bag, non-applicable. Cabin crew is secured for takeoff. Engine mode selector is required. TCAS is on. PACs are off. Anti-ice is also on. Toga takeoff. Let's line up.
Cabin crew, if you could take your seats for takeoff, please.
So, do we have air traffic control for landing? That would be interesting. I believe air traffic control has actually gone offline now, so for the departure. So we're going to be on our way. We're going to be on our own after that. Time Walker the bird. I'm not actually sure, to be honest with you. I've not checked it or tried it. I don't think it is included in the stable build. Not yet. Okay. Takeoff. Chrono started. %, N1. Toga power, man toga, SRS and runway. Reminder of the departure briefing: if anything was to happen, we will continue climb to a flight level of 4,000 feet. V1, rotate.
Positive rate of fire, gear up.
Flaps 0. Speed brakes disarmed. Climb thrust.
Easyjet for Alpha Mike, confirm squawk mode Charlie.
Why is that not happening automatically? Confirm squawk mode Charlie, Easy 3 off mic.
Easyjet for Alpha Mike, thank you. Contact with them 118.4, bye bye.
118.4. Good night, Easy 3 off mic.
Good night.
Okay, so with that, packs can come back on in a moment.
Tack för bra service ikväll och ha fortsatt trevligt.
And I need to pop the autopilot on at the minute as well. Okay, so we can continue our climb out as we had no altitude initial climb from ATC. Let's contact Sweden. Sweden Control, good evening, Easy 34 Alpha Mike, passing altitude 6,000.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, Sweden identified, climb flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, Easy 34 Alpha Mike.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, keep in mind initial climb clearance at Stockholm Arlanda for all SID is only 5,000 feet, so for the next time you must not climb higher until advised by ATC please.
Fair enough, we didn't get that. Roger, thank you for that, we weren't informed. Easy 34 Alpha Mike. HD the initial speed, that is why, so we can now go to manage mode speed. The initial speed out of Arlanda was 220.
Scandinavian 079, just be advised you seem to be establishing just a half a mile.
That's okay, that's not for us. Yeah, so the climb out on the SID was a speed of 220.
Scandinavian 079, connect to tower now, 118, small side, head up.
118.5,
So we got thrust reduction, but obviously we were maintaining still 220 knots. HD, was that on the charts? Ruler 2.
I'm shortly closing, monitor Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
122.8, thanks, and goodbye, Easy 221.
So climbing quite slowly at the moment, up to 180. Do I know if there are height restrictions for becoming a pilot for a commercial aircraft? 6'7", wow, that is tall.
PT34 Alpha Mike, I'm shortly closing, monitor Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
122.8, thanks for the service, Easy 34 Alpha Mike. HD, I'm going to have to go back and check that. I'm not for 1 minute saying you're incorrect, of course.
122.8.
Let me just change to Unicom. In fact, we've got all the time in the world, haven't we, to change to Unicom. Uh, 10,000 feet, so landing lights can come off. We can also release the cabin crew. We expected a little bit of turbulence on the flight out just because of the low layer of cloud that was above us. But portable devices can come off. We'll leave seatbelts on for now. We'd release the cabin crew by dinging the cabin twice. Let's get up to our cruise altitude of, is it 350? 340. There we go. Oh, that's a lot of purple. HD, you know, on the ISS, the standby, should you still just be able to pull the bug to set standard or push it? I thought you could. You can't in the sim. The it will fly like a rocket. Actually, it's climbing rather well. We're in managed mode for the climb, 340. What we're doing, 3,500 feet. That's acceptable. Above that cloud level now, so packs can come back on. They should have gone on a while ago, to be fair, but a little bit busy. Seatbelts could come off as well. Let's now get on to 122.8 for Unicom. Now 390 is the optimum altitude, however with such a short flight we'll probably not go up to that. It's also the service ceiling of the aircraft. Okay, so we're not going to have too long after we've reached our cruise altitude to sit back and chill. Anti-AS can come off as well. Did I find the cause of the crash to the desktop yesterday? I believe it was my community folder, which I had not emptied prior to the update. I was slapping my head with the ruler when I found that out. With COM2 enabled, is it possible to listen to both COM1 and COM2 at the same time? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Have we got tower at Copenhagen still, Nick? That's good. And Nick, you are quite right. It certainly is. They're doing a great job. Oh, right. That's the stressful part of the flight over with. Or one of them. So climbing to cruise altitude. No time for food on this flight.
Gentlemen, we are about to serve a selection of alcoholic drinks including wine and locally sourced ales. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. Thank you.
It must be so strange. You know, you can actually understand how pilots can become spatially disoriented flying at night. No reference points at all. And of course we're over land at the minute. Imagine flying over the sea. Is the first officer's McDo working? I've not tried that. Are they still both linked though? So I've got a flight plan. Oh yeah, so you can type it in, but obviously everything is still linked. They're not separate. Oh, imagine the frame rate reduction that would be. I think I deserve to be in the right-hand seat. It's going to take me a while to get up to the left-hand seat. Kyle, flying over at water is terrifying. Shouldn't be if you're a passenger. Okay. So we're all aware of how short this flight is. Is the other part of the flight display off? Yes, it is, just to save on the frame rates. So let's see if we can get an ATC for Copenhagen then. So if this ATC comes through, this is actually from VATSIM, so this is the live ATC that the controller working the tower there will have actually put in, so we'll see what that has to say. See if that comes through. Radian, can I retake the medical? I could, it would make no difference. I failed on my eyesight, and as I've said many times, your eyes don't get better with age, do they? And that was 20 years ago. Oh, here we go. So, expect ILS approach, visual approach on request arrival runway. 04 left after landing. Does that make sense? Expect ILS approach or visual approach on request. So arrival runway is 04 left after landing, vacate runway. Departure runway 04 right, translation level 60. Wind is calm, well 4 knots, it's good enough. Visibility more than 10 kilometers. Sky condition overcast. Overcast unavailable. This is an interesting ATC. Okay, technically we can request our arrival runway. I believe, if I've read that correctly. Expect ILS approach, visual approach on request arrival runway. Do you know what? Can I double check that that's coming through correctly on here? Let me just double check that. Ah, it's not all coming through correctly. So this is what it actually should read. So, expect ILS approach, visual approach on request. Arrival runway is 04 left after land. Right, okay, so that makes a bit more sense. Right, in that case, what I need to do is I need to change my arrival to 04 left, which means can we still use the same? No, we can't use the same star anymore. Oh, that's a pain. Okay, so 04 left. Let's have a look. Not quite at cruise altitude just yet. So arrival runway, let's have a look. The arrivals for 04 left are, we'll be using, looks like the Erno 1 mic. No veers. Let's get that inserted and hope that our flight plan now looks still as clean as it did when we departed. Keep going down, 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 down. Oh yeah, that looks good. That's fine. Happy with that. I now need to get the charts for that. So is that the NO1 mic arrival? NO1 mic, and we want to be at 5,000 feet by Charlie Hotel 445. Just check that that is in there. There it is. Oh no, that's 446. And where's Charlie Hotel 445? Have they not decided to pop that one in? Right, okay, that stands to reason. Alright. Okay, so there's our cruise. Won't be long before we have top of descent anyway. My chat window to you guys has just crashed, so if you're talking to me, I can't see you at the minute. See if I can get that reloaded. There, that's reloaded. However, anything that you guys have said for the past 5 minutes, I've missed. So, if you wanted to be nasty about me, that was your chance. Oh look, generator 1's off, battery 1's off, and battery 2 is off. No, it's not. It's not really, it's not. APU. Wheel temperature is 10 degrees C. It's okay for landing. Okay. Captain Robert, the USR waypoint scares me. Well, basically, all we're going to do, unless we get vectored, which, in fact, we're not going to get vectored, because the tower controller on VATSIM, you don't contact them until after you are pretty much lined up. Renew reviews. Any crash to desktops for you? Oh man, you should have been here last night. I was a crash to desktop virgin, and I got defiled live on air last night during the stream. Kyle, thanks very much. That's all I can say to that. So, we'll look at our top of descent then, as we are flight level 340. Re-reviews, I actually couldn't tell you what crashed it. The simulator just disappeared. Just disappeared. How random. And I'm not clever enough to know why it crashed. Just working out the top of descent. So what are we? 340, and I want to be at 5,000 feet. And then and times 3. Okay, so we've actually got a bit of a headwind. We're looking to start our top of descent 90 miles away. 90 miles away. So, whilst we've got the information then on VATSIM, as good as that is, I still prefer to actually get what the weather should be like in the simulator. So if I do a weather request here and get that. Kyle, I also miss half the questions as well, to be fair, because obviously I'm trying to concentrate on the sim and make that as realistic as I can do. What I really need is someone sat in the other seat. Thankfully HD is awesome at fielding questions, and fields them a lot better than I do. Okay, so overcast 1,400 feet. Our runway 04 left is now our arrival runway, and touchdown zone is 13 feet, so we're almost at sea level, aren't we? Radnav 110.5. I'll check that as well in a moment. Okay, so we need to punch some information into the flight computer for the weather. 250 at 4. 250 at 4. That's giving us a slight tailwind, isn't it? Temperature is +1. QNH 1023. 1023. Let's pop that information in. So, if I had someone next to me at this point, they would be using their other McDo. They could be looking at alternates in case anything goes wrong. Where would we like to divert to? Medical emergencies, that sort of thing. Engine failures. Sorts of things that we don't really like. Wind 2504. And the transition altitude is 6,000 feet. Still a Cat 1 approach. Decision height, not decision height, minimum descent altitude. Because Cat 1, it will not be an auto land. 235. There we go. So that's all the information punched in as we need. Alright, so let's just... oh, what have I missed? The link for the latest fly-by-wire version. Literally visit their website, my friend, and download the stable version of the app, of the mod. Literally, Google fly-by-wire A320NX. It'll take you straight there. So again, this is going to sound really patronising, but the parking brakes weren't on, were they? Or not even the parking brakes, just the normal pedal brakes, if you've keybinded something which may be affecting those. Frank, I have seen that, the yaw controls. I've not dead tried it yet. Costas? No, I don't have a pilot's license in real life. God, they wouldn't give me one of those. I've just had many years on simulators and great friends that happen to be pilots of the A320, basically telling me what I'm doing wrong, which is fine. The whole aim of this channel is to try and educate people who want to make the flying on the simulator as realistic as possible, and that includes doing everything as realistic as possible as well. Amtrak, good evening. Ready in 96, hello. So the stable build is now available for everybody to download, 0.5.2 if I'm correct in saying that. So our approach briefing, we are going to aim to be at 5,000 feet, so we start our descent 90 miles away from a waypoint called Charlie Hotel 445. From there we will follow the approach chart to line up with ILS DME runway 04 left. Check that's in the RadNav page actually. 110.5, that is correct. And anything to note, the platform altitude then is 3,000 feet. We can also punch in the Castrop VOR as well. Can we now type it in? Because you could do and then it stopped working. So Kilo Alpha Sierra, type that in. Ah, there we go. So that actually, if we wanted to, turn on VOR1, that's our distance from the actual airfield then. 165 miles. So that's good to know. Time Walker, I certainly do. Ready, and thank you very much for your kind words. And I always have to publicly thank HD, who is always here, and that makes me feel a lot more relaxed. Now I've got a really good crash helmet to wear. Johnny G, how do I choose the cruise altitude? The flight plan that I used chose it for me. Chose it for me. The update does not include the bird. It does not include the bird. Or the Hedden FPA track either. So that's not yet been deemed stable enough to release in a stable build. It will do. Might need a bigger ruler. Fly the Concorde into space. Is there even a Concorde available for flights in 2020? Don't think so. To be fair, I could take anything into space. You press the Y button, which is slew, and then hold down F4, and you'll just climb and climb and climb and climb. Ready, and he always replies to mine as well. So the flight plan is all sequenced. Approach phase when we want to start going down, slowing the aircraft down. Weathering and landing information then, we've obtained that. So we know there's a low level of overcast clouds, but not low enough that we should have any issues seeing the runway lights, so it's still a Cat 1 Cat 1 landing. Time Walker, thank you very, very much for your donation. I know you appreciate the streams, but thank you. I really appreciate the donation as well. Landing elevation, almost, not quite, but almost sea level. It's 13 feet. The runway length is nice and long, 3,600 meters. That is a very long runway. So auto brake shouldn't be needed. We've done our arrival briefing in terms of how we're approaching the airfield, the platform altitude. No dangers that we are aware of. HD, that's right. That's why I'd worked it out at about 100 miles, and what are we? 144 at the moment. Harvest Moon, why can't we land on 04 left? That's the one we're meant to be landing on according to VATSIM. If you know something I don't know, please tell me. Arrival runway 04 left, departure runway is 04 right. So yeah, we won't need that. For anyone that wants the weather, wind 250 at 4. That's probably one of our biggest things to take into consideration. We should have a slight tailwind on our approach. QNH 1023. So that's the same as our departure QNH. Droya crashed? Never. I don't believe that. Really? Wow. Oh, Harvest Moon, did he land on 04 right? Ah, there's the mistake. There's the mistake. Ismar A380 is not yet available in the simulator. Not a fully functional one anyway. I believe someone has made one. This is not the fly-by-wire one. I believe someone has made an A380 simulator that works in Flight Sim 2020. However, it uses the A320 flight deck. So you've still only got, I would presume, 2 engines. Terry Campbell, thanks as always for the kind words, mate. I mean, the whole point of the channel when it was first set up was to get all the newbies that were brand new to the simulator, basically flying as realistic as possible. And yeah, it's been great. I like helping people, and I love learning as well. So I'm indebted to my friends and of course HD. I'm now quickly skimming through NOTAMs. If anybody else wants to skim through NOTAMs, here you go. I didn't see anything about it being closed. Plus which, the VATSIM controller is telling us that it's 4704 left that's in use. So yeah. Stuart, thanks for your kind words. Struggling to get the V-speeds right. Both climb and descent. Like, how fast should I be going from top of descent? Okay, well, V-speeds on takeoff are calculated automatically in the simulator, so that should be okay. From your top of descent, however, about 270 knots for your descent. No faster than that. And the landing, again, should automatically be calculated, really. If I have a look at the performance page, Next phase. So we'll look into the VAP is 131, which is 5 above VLS. HD, would you alter that, your VAP 131? We've got the slight tailwind expected, that's the only thing I was thinking. Or are we delving into ground speed mini there? HD's gone quiet. He's skimming the charts. $112 miles away.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking again in the flight deck. You'll be delighted to know that we will be starting our descent shortly towards our destination, and the cabin crew will start preparing the aircraft for our arrival. If you can make sure the hours are within the cabin crew so they can make their way around the aircraft, that would be most appreciated. Thank you very much, and we'll have an update for you shortly.
So we'll start our descent in a moment. That's also a good point if you are getting daft weights for arrival. Daft speeds for arrival. It could be down to the weights that have been loaded in the simulator. So there's another aircraft you can see on the screen. Inbound to Copenhagen. This is the issue you've got. You've got quite a few flights, I think, coming into Copenhagen. You've only got the tower controller. The tower controller literally has no control over arriving aircraft. They can only they basically give you landing clearance, and that's about it. Scandi 941, that is a common bug that we've seen. So I think I've just answered the question there. It is a bug. It doesn't follow the full start mode. You can get around it, but it's knowing what's happening in terms of when it does it. So when it does do it, pull the heading bugs so you're flying level again, and then you can go direct to the next waypoint, or the waypoint that you were heading towards. Ready, and how many miles away to start the mangled descent? Is that when you get it wrong? I presume you mean managed descent. Well, in that... Yeah, okay, so... I started using a general rule of thumb. I mean... Depending on your flight level, 100 miles. If you want to do that, 100 miles is a decent safe bet. But you can go a little bit further. Check out my when to start your descent tutorial on the channel. That will explain things much better for you. Oh yes, Scandi 941. You should definitely follow the autopilot. How great would it be if everyone on here had a username that was a flight number or a call sign? Down we go. Frank, why use max speed instead of knots? Excellent question. You should certainly not be using max speed instead of knots, not while descending, because obviously the lower down you go, the max speed increases, and you end up blowing the profile that you've worked out. The reason is because at the moment I can't change to knots. See, I'm clicking away. I can't change. I can change once it passes about flight level 250. But that's a bug in the simulator, unfortunately. So ideally, what I'd like to be doing is I could set it to about 250 knots for this, which would be quite nice. I've set it, as you can see, a little bit lower. It's targeting 240 knots, but that's going to increase over the next 4,000 feet. I'm potentially going past VMO. I don't think I've done that on a descent yet. I may have got close, because I forget that I'm not in that I'm in using Mach and not speeds. I'm not used to that. Go on, HD. That's a burning question which I've been dying to ask you. What's the difference between VMO and MMO? They're still the maximum operating speeds of the aircraft, aren't they? Well, the gaming, is it working, the load of the payload passengers from the McDo? I tried so many times, but the weights do not change. Again, the weights do change. The weights of your aircraft do change, but they do not change in this weights page here. This page here is now redundant. Absolutely forget everything. Don't move any of the sliders whatsoever. Don't touch it. Just load it through the McDo, and it's fine. Red Ian 96, that's probably beyond their pay grade, which of course they're doing it all for free, but that's just the simulator's air traffic control, unfortunately. Nothing you can do about that. Oh, HD, so it does make sense. Thank you. Either way, you don't want to exceed any of them. No, still can't change. Wait to 250 for that to happen. But you can see now, right? I've not touched the speed bug. And look, I'm now increasing my speed because I'm going down, but I'm in Mach mode. So now I can reduce that to speed 250. There we are. Right, let's get them all back in their seats. I love that glare that we get on the... that's just disappeared. I would say I like the glare that we get off the... on the windshield from the FCU. But at first glance it does look like at night time that's the horizon and you're actually banking. Scanner 941, by the way, downloaded the new stable mod of fly-by-wire tonight before flying. The dude didn't take the flight plan from SimBrief. Oh. Presumably you put the name in correctly, your username. Okay, QNH set to local pressure. Rule 3 works 99% of the time. The 1% is when you've done it wrong. Yeah, Scandi 941, check your username. Ready, and random question, what's the difference between ILS, RNAV, and VOR DME? Okay, so ILS is a precision approach, will guide you right down to the runway. RNAV will take you to a few hundred feet above the runway, then you need to disconnect the autopilot and fly manually. VOR DME, are they even used anymore? VOR DMEs are a lot easier than they used to be, particularly in aircraft like the Airbus, because even the routes for them, the flight routes, are still planned out for you. But you need charts to be able to do them. Harvest Moon, you have the VFR on screen, but how do you see other planes in real life in the A320? To be honest, Harvest Moon, the VFR map is just there, just for your viewing pleasure. In real life, you have something called TCAS. Sadly, not working in the simulator, or not with VATSIM traffic, I should say. Jason, good luck for the landing. Thank you very much. Captain Shark 21, yep, this is still the stable version, and this is the stable version is now released, so you can all go ahead and download that. Oh, HD, you went for the technical answer. Needs West, yeah, that's right. So TCAS works for AI traffic in the flight sim, but not for VATSIM traffic. Not yet, anyway. Ready, and you had to land manually because you didn't know what to do. Well, the RNAV is the only one anyway. There's no ILS there. Okay, let's get some speed brakes out. .44 miles away. However, remember that is 44 miles direct. We're not flying direct, we've got track miles to factor into that. Start slowing us down. It's not very foggy in the Caribbean most of the time. No, there is that. So if you guys can look at this, just go to the VFR map. You can see the route that we're taking from Charlie Hotel 446. We then should, there's a few waypoints missing on this. You should have Charlie Hotel 445, 443, 441, and then a waypoint called Baslow. Sadly, they're not in the simulator's database. If we go to the flight plan, oh, HD, you can tell you've done this before. 63 track miles to go. Time Walker, that's correct. The beauty of passion, the learning is easy. It's like that old saying, isn't it? Find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Thankfully, I do have a job I love. Just sadly, it's involved within the music business, which means that it's pretty much dead at the moment. Harvest Moon, how come the USR is still showing on the flight plan? Just because it is. It's how the simulator works with them. There's nothing you can do about it. Well, you know, gaming, if you want to grab yourself the... come and join us on the Discord server. If you have any further questions, of course, we'll help you out. And that goes for anybody. Discord server's great. And, of course, we announce community flights on there as well. Okay, so coming up to 10,000 feet. Let's start to make sure we're all set up.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, you may notice we have begun our descent into our destination. We're not expecting any further delays or traffic in front of us for the next few minutes. So,
Ollie, good evening. Hey, Eastbirds Lee. Good to have you on board, my friend. Time Walker, I had absolutely no idea what Twitch... Whoa, hang on a minute. Hang on. Oh, there we go. That is our autopilot taking us to the runway threshold. So, hope you guys all noticed that. Very quickly, pull the heading bug. We're now going to fly this approach manually, unless we can go direct to CH446. Let's try it. Direct 4 because we're just passing 447, so direct 446. Let's pop that in. Does that work? It has, so now I can go back into managed mode. There we are. First hand example of how to deal with a dodgy autopilot. Bravo 20, thank you very much, my friend. It is very, very much appreciated. So going up to 10,000 feet, let's get the landing lights on. Oh, hello. We were expecting clouds as well, and I was just going to say now we would have popped the anti-ice on. And we've just had that ding up to tell us about that. Let me clear the VFR map so I can see the ECAM. So thank you once again, Bravo 20, for the donation. And to everyone that may have donated on via the PayPal, who obviously you don't see on the stream, can I say a big thank you to you as well for that. I also see the aircraft was speeding up then, even though I've told it to target 230. I'm going to reduce that actually now to 220. Thanks HD, good spot. Nose wheel off. East Paisley, absolutely. There's a very good, very, very good chance that it could do it again. So need to monitor that. 118.1 for the tower frequency in a little bit. I can also slow our radar to descent down now. Shotguns EU, are you driving an actual plane? Piloting an actual plane, my friend, piloting. So we're now on tower frequency.
November 2 and Charlie and hold short of runway 12, jet 9, 009.
Is anyone currently on VATSIM or anything like that? Is there any traffic in our vicinity? That's the only problem with Unicom and TCAS not working yet. I can't see if anyone else is on the approach. We could actually have taken a slight shortcut to intercept the ILS. Nick, yes. Is that a yes there's traffic or yes you're on the VATSIM map?
Og skal lige med tanker, det er forstået. Det er tilladt, og du må rapportere, når du er klar til at fortsætte.
Det er modtaget, vi laver orbit, så vi rapporterer, når vi er klar igen. Og Oscar, lige med tanke.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks for that. Are speed brakes out or armed? They're not armed yet. They are out slightly. However, we have got engines spooled up a little bit, so we can probably just bring those back. Scandi 941, known in vicinity. Thank you. In that case, we may look to take a shortcut. Means I get to my B&B a little bit quicker this evening. Shotgun EU. My partner's sat upstairs working, mate. She's studying. Yeah, Ben, we've got the tower on at the moment. Nick, no one on finals. Oh, sorry, one on finals. Now there's nothing else. Oh, we'll get him behind them. No problem then. Sean, more than likely. Contact me on Discord, mate, if you can. Be good to chat to you.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for landing.
Oh, Scandi 941, I'm jealous. So platform altitude 3,000 feet. We'll look to make that descent in a little while. And at 3,000 feet we should intercept the glide slope at 9.3 miles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please make sure you are seated with your belts fastened and your trays in the upright position. Any items should be safely stored, and remember to turn off all electronic devices until after landing. Thank you.
Oh, what's it doing now? It's gone into that mode again. Right, back to heading 190. Let's arm the approach phase. There we go. Back into manage mode. HD, I'm with you. It's alright. The aircraft was just doing something I wasn't expecting it to do. Which is daft, really, isn't it? Because we should expect it to do the unexpected, if we've learnt nothing else. Okay, we need to lose a bit of speed, and then flaps 1, we'll make that turn onto base. HD, we need to crowdfund to get you a PC. 750 quid should do it.
Will you be able for departure from Charlie?
Oh, Zid's right. If HD had got it, we would. We'd cockpit share, I'm sure. Flaps 1.
Will you be able to depart from intersection Charlie? A5 Roger, Romeo 04 right, clear for takeoff, 24 degrees, 1 knot.
Ooh, contact with the ground, look at that. Minimum safe altitude as well for where we are is 160, so we're well above that.
Trafikinformation in medium, 730, den 1104 right, og han vil flyve vestpå.
Modtaget.
Titan 009 traffic information as Cessna 172 currently during orbit over Stockholm, that's northeast of the field.
Thanks, Nick. 2 departing. They shouldn't cause us an issue. Alright, let's start to make our base turn.
Roger.
14 miles out, so plenty of time. South. I really wish TCAS worked for VATSIM. Okay, so the wind's still behind us. We discussed this, so we're anticipating that. That's okay. Paradox Joe, make sure you have the correct aircraft profile from SimBrief. Oh, you need to download that. Check my
Copenhagen Tower, good evening, Callum, number 6 Foxtrot. My sincere apologies, we just started to push back from Stan Bravo forward.
Oh, it's okay, I was just listening to see where that aircraft was. Check out my advanced flight planning on the McDo.
Hello,
It's got a...
I only see you connected as an observer.
It's got a aircraft profile that you can delete there. Sorry, I'm just listening to ATC, make sure that we've got no conflicting traffic there. East Wesley, no, not at the moment. That is because I'm on the stable build, the one that they recently released.
Thank you, and takeoff clear to Amsterdam Schiphol. Lanka 1 Alpha departure from a 04.
Okay,
score
approach on, glide slope blue, localizer blue.
Lanka 1 Alpha departure, 04 right, 6141 in the box, Callum, number 6 Foxtrot.
Let anyone else know when you turn on the approach it actually turns the aircraft, which shouldn't do. Not before it's become alive anyway. Why is it not intercepting the glide slope? That's annoying. Let me see if I can continue a descent down automatically. Oh, there we go. Now it's captured glide slope. Unlock star. It's going to have to chase. Never mind.
Goodbye.
So, I want to slow that down as we chase the glide slope. So I'm popping the landing gear down. Tower Easy 34 Alpha Mike is established, runway 04 left 7 miles.
Hello, Easy 34 Alpha Mike at the tower. 210 degrees, 2 knots, runway 04 left, clear to land, long road, not approved.
Clear to land, Easy 34 Alpha Mike.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. Thank you.
Runway's in sight, so happy with that. Still chasing the glide slope. Flaps 3. So we can roll all the way to the end of the runway, which is good. It gets us closer to the terminal. Flaps full.
Oscar Tango, nej, Oscar Tango.
I've got signs on. Oh yeah, because oops, the no smoking sign was turned off. Or no electronic devices sign. Okay. So we've got that tailwind, which is quite a strong one at the moment. Autopilot is now off. be aware of being pushed down the runway.
KLM 96 Foxtrot, ready to taxi with observation Zulu.
KLM 96 Foxtrot, roger. Taxi right, Mike, Zulu, Alpha, Charlie, Bravo, course.
Taxi via Mike, Zulu, Alpha, Charlie, Bravo, cross runway 12, KLM 96 Foxtrot, your mic cut out there. Can you just please repeat if there was further instructions?
Yeah, that's correct, and it's for holding point, runway 04 right.
Holding point 04 right, KLM 96 Foxtrot.
There we go. Was waiting for the contact with the ground then. Okay, so we can roll out right to the end of the runway. We will vacate left on Alpha 1.
If you take rolling blank, welcome to Copenhagen. You can continue rolling all the way to the end, vacate right.
Oh, no we won't, we'll vacate right then. Roll to the end, vacating right, easy, 34 Alpha Mike.
The local time is
So I'll be on to
22:33.
Echo 1.
Unfortunately, the temperature is currently a very cold 0 degrees Celsius, or 32 Fahrenheit, so if you have a jacket or coat, you might want to put it on before exiting the aircraft. Please remain seated until the aircraft arrives at the gate. You are reminded to keep all
I love the thud
electronic
thud
devices
thud
switched
thud
off
sound
until
that
you
they've
have entered the
got
airport
as we
terminal. Thank you for
roll
flying
down the
EasyJet.
runway. And of course those thuds slow, it just sounds so simple, but those thuds slow down as you reduce airspeed. Airspeed, ground speed. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll hold after the stop signs and
East 3 Mike, continue by Bravo, Romeo, Whiskey, stand Fox at 5, cross runway 12.
taxi via Papa Romeo Whiskey and confirms it's stand 15.
East 3 Mike, it's Bravo, Romeo, and Whiskey, stand Fox at 5, cross runway 12.
Thank you. Taxi via Bravo Romeo Whiskey stand Fox 5 and we're please cross runway 12 easy 34 Alpha Mike. Okay, well, first of all, let's clean her up so TCAS can come off and so can the weather radar. We also need to turn off the landing lights and start the APU, etc, etc. Strobe lights off as well, although they were on auto, so they were probably already off. DIs can come off. Ooh, right, where are we? Taxi via Bravo, Romeo, and Whiskey. There we are. Right, now I know where we're going. We've got the right charts up. I'm also, I should have said to you guys, I'm actually unfamiliar with this airport. I don't think I've ever landed here before. Chose this airport just because it was a nice short route for the flight this evening. That was the only reason. So, Sean, mate, did you manage to join the EasyJet Sim Pilot Discord server, my friend? If you did, you'll see me on there. Drop me a message. Okay, so this is Bravo. Oh, HD, was that here? Ah, yes, I have. I do remember. That was a terrible crosswind landing. That was before they'd sorted the rudder out, wasn't it? You touched down and everything went to pop. Thankfully, we've had some more successful ones since then. He's personally HD, he forgets nothing. Okay, so there's our runway. Did everyone see the aircraft just then? I'm just switching charts now. So as we've crossed runway, that's Bravo, so straight ahead here. Then taking the straight ahead here, and then after we've bared left, we take the second right. So that right there is on Victor. We don't want that. We want the next right, which is onto Whiskey. Then our parking stand is on the left. So parking stand is on the left, but sadly this is not a hand-built airport, and so we're pretty much guessing where that is. Right in the middle of this this building here. If there was any, well, I've got absolutely no signs of there being an actual parking stand. I think we'll just turn left and hope for the best, shall we? So if we turn left, have we got any taxi lines or anything? Oh, hang on. So there is a parking stand there. Just no lines to actually take us to it. Oh, this will do. We managed to find one. We hunt one out in the dark. Whether it's the right one or not, who knows. Captain Wacky on Twitch, it's a newish terminal for the poor people. Does that mean that's where the low-cost carriers come? Well, that's maybe why he sent us there. Alright, good stuff. Okay guys, we're here. Let's close ourselves down for the night. Do we have... we're not going to have a jetway here looking at that, do we? Landing lights off. Not landing lights, taxi lights off. External power can be connected in a moment. APU is running, so engines turned off. Here's the flight sim going into its logbook mode. There we go. So that East Pursley, that was a completely lucky aim. I knew from the charts it was somewhere in the middle of the terminal, and we just hoped for the best. Signs can come off. And our passengers can disembark.
Cabin crew.
East Pursley, thank you very much, sir, for your donation. Very, very kind of you. And duly appreciated as well. Passengers are now deboarding. For anyone that wants the touchdown rate, it was -122 according to self-loading cargo. Not entirely sure how accurate that is. Sean, you've just got me in Discord. That's great. Thank you very much. Beacon light can come off now as well. Okay, great stuff. We also need to sort out the transponder and set that to standby. Wonderful. Okay guys, I'm going to leave that there for tonight. It's well past my B&B time, and I think the dog's whinging for a wee as well, so I'd better crack on with that, hadn't I? Thank you very much to all of you. I don't think there's a stream tomorrow, unfortunately. I may surprise you. That depends on what's happening tomorrow evening in the household. But other than that, we will be back on Monday for our Mileage Mondays, or whatever it is we're calling them now for the long distance thing. Yeah, I'm going to take us to some nice warm weather in the southern hemisphere. I believe. I think we're in the southern hemisphere for that. So please do hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Turn on the notifications to get information on the next streams and new content being uploaded, etc, etc. Join me in Discord as well for more information. Big thanks to all of you for being on board for this short flight. Again, huge public thanks to HD for being the pilot monitoring, who's taught us all so much over the last few weeks. And my spoilers still are not auto-retracting, so don't know what's happening there. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I will speak to you all very, very soon. Good night.